Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to BYOB. My name is Nick Farrer and I'm the founder of Shape By, and we're the creative agency behind this event. I just want to take a couple of minutes to talk about the event, the ethos behind it, and what you can expect over the next couple of days. So in summary, BYOB, or Bring Your Own Bold, is a virtual summit for B2B creative, brand and marketing enthusiasts. We've put together 9 inspiring sessions with 20 speakers to help you embrace your bold, with experts talking about brand and B2B, creative leadership, innovation, content design and AI. Why do you need to embrace your bold? Well, we believe that bold businesses thrive. They sprint down their own paths. We believe that bold is strength and bold is clarity. Before we get started, I just wanted to show some appreciation to a few people. Firstly, a big thank you to you all for signing up and attending. We entered this with a bit of trepidation but big ambition, and it seems that the subject matter resonates with a lot of people, so thank you for investing your time with us. Next, I want to thank the amazing Shape By team who've worked so hard to make this event happen, creating the brands, the marketing, building a great agenda with awesome guests, all while doing their day job. I'm in awe of you and I feel very lucky to work with you. And finally, I want to thank our speakers for being so generous with their time and sharing their experiences. These are all massive subject matter experts, so the hope is that they will inform and inspire you. So how did BYOB come about? For those of you that don't know, Shape By, we're an independent creative agency specialising in the B2B world. For the last couple of years, we've run a podcast series called CHANGEMAKERS. There have been around 40 episodes with some incredible contributors, and it got us thinking about what else we could do. And a seed was planted to see if those people were willing to share their knowledge and inspire others at an event. And fortunately for us, and fortunately for you, they agreed. So BYOB was born. Now, I think creativity in the B2B sector is largely in a very, very strong place. But I also feel that if we were hosting this event a year or two ago, the premise would have been completely different. It would have been around education, letting people know why creativity is so important in the B2B world. But times have changed, and there's now a much wider acceptance in companies that great design is essential for business success. So we want this event to be a celebration of creative thinking and exceptional design in our space. We want an event to reflect our ethos that bold businesses thrive. In reality, this ethos isn't anything new at all. I've been working in the creative sector for 30 years, and there's a particular story I make sure everyone at our agency knows, and it involves one of my 2 favourite design related quotes, and that is that good design is good business. Now, this quote comes from a story that epitomises the importance of design for business success, and it originates back in the 1950s, and a person called Thomas J. Watson Jr., who eventually became chief executive of IBM. Now, the story goes that one day Mr. Watson was strolling down Fifth Avenue and he came across a store of his competitor Olivetti's sleek and beautifully designed typewriters. And the typewriters were in equally sleek and beautifully designed displays, and it made a real impact on Mr. Watson, especially when he got back to the rather dimly lit display areas at IBM and their relatively drab and boxy machines. Soon after this, IBM embarked on a design transformation. There were no branding agencies in 1956, so Watson hired a guy called Elliot Noyes, who was a well-respected architect, to create a comprehensive corporate design program for IBM. Noyes saw a corporation as a work of art, where everything and anything that could be seen contributed to the overall statement of that company. Now, he was lucky enough to collaborate with some of the amazing creative minds of that time, people like Charles and Ray Eames and Paul Rand, and the impact was massive, and IBM's design initiative pretty much redefined the modern corporation. This was arguably the first time an entire business, from senior management, operations and culture, as well as its products and marketing, was conceived as an intentionally created product of imagination. Their design philosophy influenced not only IBM's brand, but still sets a precedent for how companies approach their brand and the importance of understanding how a brand affects every relationship a company has. Forward wind 70 odd years, and this commitment to good design is more important than ever, and the evidence to support it is more compelling than ever. Now, I'm a sucker for a good read, and there have been a couple of recent pieces of research that have really stood out that support what this event is all about. The first piece is from Kantar, who partnered with the University of Oxford's Saïd Business School to uncover insight into how brands can maximise on their commercial returns. They put together a really amazing report called Think Different, the DNA of Breakthrough Brand Value Growth. And it's absolutely jam-packed with mouth-watering evidence that would convince the most hard-nosed CFO. I've just got a couple of the gems from the report here. The first one is that difference is the most critical factor in share price outperformance, accounting for a whopping 35% of brand impact. Breakthrough brands or brands that experience rapid growth are characterized by their difference. Difference is essential for building perceptions of being worth paying more for and increasing pricing power. Now, we talk a lot about this, the need to stand out from the crowd and embrace your point of difference. And it's the topic of our opening roundtable discussion today. The discussion is called Difference Makes Difference, Standing Out by Finding Your Bold. And it's a session where our panel of experts will unpick what really matters on the journey to brand differentiation and share their experiences of finding their own brand's true bold. The experts on this panel are Melissa Rosenthal, who's the Chief Creative Officer at ClickUp, Ari Yablock, who's the Head of Brand at Ireland, Ling Kuei, Chief Brand Officer at OneFlow, and Buck Choat, who's the VP of Brand at Lacework. It starts straight after me in about 10 minutes or so, and it should be a great listen. The next piece of research we stumbled across that I'd really recommend you take a look at is called Catching the Next Wave, What's Behind the Future of B2B Creativity, and it's from ad giants Wunderman Thompson. Again, it's littered with insights that will help promote the notion that creative thinking and exceptional designs are a must-have. And again, here are a couple of the key takeaways that I took from the report. Creating an emotional connection is 7 times more effective than focusing on rational benefits. B2B brands should be encouraged to capture positive emotions, occupy familiar spaces in unique ways, and address motivating factors that competitor brands might avoid. And B2B brands are evolving, and creativity is being recognized and awarded on a global scale. The report also introduces what it calls the 3 S's framework for successful B2B storytelling, and these are stand for something others can't, show up where others don't, and say what others won't. This ties in really closely with the sentiment of an expert panel that we have tomorrow called Pushing Beyond Expectations of a B2B Brand. It's hosted by our business director, Dave Corlett, who's talking with Damien Cordell, who's the creative director at Figma, and they'll be discussing how Damien and his team approach the challenge of consistently pushing boundaries and defying expectations. So those are just 2 of the 9 sessions we have over the next couple of days. I mentioned a couple of minutes ago about one of my 2 favorite design and business quotes, but what about the second one? If the first one, good design is good business, is an aspirational call to action for all of us, then the second one is a massive word of warning and one to share with all the non-believers. It comes from Dr. Ralph Speth, who's the former CEO of Jaguar and Land Rover, and he said, if you think good design is expensive, you should look at the cost of bad design. So with that word of warning fresh in your ears, I really hope you get a lot out of the next 2 days and embrace what the sessions have to offer. For the sessions you do attend, Please get involved in the Q&A sessions we have at the end of each one. It's in the chat feature in the room. And if you can't make all of the sessions, please remember that they are all available on demand after the event. Thank you very much for listening. I really, really hope you enjoy BYOB.